You are sitting in a room full of people right now, or maybe you are completely alone. Either way, there is a good chance something inside you feels like exile. Not sadness, not depression, something older, something that hums underneath everything. That feeling has a name, and the real answer for why it exists is far stranger than you think. For almost all of human history, being alone meant dying. Your ancestors did not survive as individuals. They survived as groups. Tight, noisy, interdependent groups of around 50 to 150 people. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar discovered this number by studying the brain size of primates. The larger the neocortex, the larger the stable social group. For humans, that number lands at around 150. It is now called Dunbar's number, and your brain is still wired for exactly that group. Every single person in that group knew your name. Your parents, your cousins, your rivals, your allies. You were known. Deeply, constantly, unavoidably known. Now zoom forward. You wake up. You scroll through hundreds of faces you will never meet. You commute past thousands of strangers. You sit in an office next to people whose last names you might not even know. You eat alone. You watch a screen. You sleep. Your brain registers all of this as a threat. Neuroscientist John Cacioppo spent decades studying loneliness at the University of Chicago. What he found was not poetic. It was biological. Loneliness activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. Your brain treats social disconnection the way it treats a broken bone. The same alarm, the same distress signal, the same desperate urge to make it stop. Because for your ancestors, being cut off from the group was not a mood. It was a death sentence. Predators found you. Cold found you. Starvation found you. Your brain evolved to treat loneliness as an emergency because it was one. And here is the counterintuitive twist. Modern life has given you more connections than any human in history. You have a phone, you have social media, you have streaming services and comment sections and group chats. You are technically never unreachable. But psychologist Julianne Holt-Lunstad, whose research on loneliness now shapes global health policy, found that the number of social connections you have matters far less than the quality of those connections. Shallow contact does not scratch the itch. It might even make it worse, because your brain knows the difference between being seen and being scrolled past. You can have 800 followers and feel invisible. You can have one conversation that makes you feel like you exist again. That ancient social brain inside your skull is not looking for likes. It is looking for witnesses. People who know what you are afraid of. People who would notice if you disappeared. People who remember what you said last week. That is what Dunbar's group gave your ancestors. Not entertainment. Witnesses. So what do you do with this? You probably cannot rebuild a 150-person tribe in a modern city, but you can understand what your brain is actually asking for when that low, quiet ache starts up. It is not asking for more content. It is not asking for a bigger following. It is asking to be known. One real conversation beats 100 passive scrolls. One person who remembers something about you disrupts the exile signal more effectively than any algorithm ever will. The loneliness you feel is not a personal failure. It is an ancient alarm going off in a world it was never designed for. Tonight, in a room full of people or completely alone, that hum underneath everything is not weakness. It is your brain doing exactly what kept your ancestors alive. The only question is whether you will answer it.